Maybe more subtle than what Michael thought about Predestination. Have you seen that?
I have not. No, I need to check it out though. One of my goals this year. I'm very behind on it, but Ethan Hawke, one of my favorite actors. I've talked about this on the show, I think, before, and I really want to watch every Ethan Hawke movie.
Yeah.
And so he's in Predestination, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an Ethan Hawke film. So I was like looking at. So I went through. By the way, I haven't told you this. One of the things that I have debuted. Or a fact that I'll debut is I've officially started a letterbox list for your podcast, Jarvis.
Oh,
I
shoot.
have a running letterbox list now of every movie covered on this show. And I will keep it up to date as best I can, but I was running through
that's incredible.
making
Thank you for
that. Yeah, of course. I was running through making that and I was like, oh, they covered Predestination. I'm going to have to watch that soon because I'm covering all the
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I definitely am curious to hear your take on it, but yeah, it's once we get to the end, we could talk about all the deeper themes.
Well, we're almost there. I mean, like, we're basically there.
Yeah, because basically we're at the point where so they understand they're getting their memories back, and horrific things have happened. But they're still like, what is going on? Like, what? How?
We find out that they've all been like sexually assaulted, basically, and
physically,
physically and sexually assaulted, tied up, like, chased around the island. Like, basically, they get
almost hunted. Even
they get them drunk enough to where they're like getting blacked out, and then doing all this awful stuff to them, and it has something to do with the perfume. They all get the perfume.
Yeah, she's seen the photos in the gift bags and like photos of maybe other people beforehand, and they all have the gift bags. She checks the gift bags; they have the perfume in them, and so 1 + 2 = 3.
And then
that's not how the saying goes, but
no, well, 1 + 2 it does, but it does equal 3.
It does equal 3, but
she's still doing math.
But I think it's 2 + 2 is she's putting two and two together.
You know what? 15 + 15 = 30, brother.
That's true.
If it walks like a duck.
If it walks like a duck, if it walks like a cat, and it meows like a cat, it must be a cat.
Isn't that right, Remy? Is he here?
Isn't that right, Remy? Third chair. Anyway, so then
the math starts to math, and she figures out it's whatever's in the perfume making them forget.
So then
let's call them forget me nots or forget me nows from Arrested Development.
All right. Yeah. That's a good connection. Anyway, so then everything kind of blows up. They confront the boys. It's very violent. Like there's kind of this violent outbreak where the girls are taking stuff out of the boys. They're catching shit on fire. They're hitting them in the face. They're killing them. Some of the girls die. The 2 party girls, I think, die. I would never have expected that from the very beginning. 2 girls with basically no character traits being expendable.
The vibes were definitely killed at that point. They wouldn't want to have sticked around for any longer than they did anyways.
Right. It was pretty messy.
The vibes were already ruined at that point. They would have been out emotionally and mentally anyway. So
yeah,
their time was done.
Poor girls. Anyway, and then there's this big confrontation, and basically we find out that this is exactly why he moved to this island, because he got in trouble for some similar stuff before, and then when he apologized, he didn't mean his apology at all. He just bought the island because
the billionaire lied. No way, dude.
And he didn't mean it.
Billionaires are always honest and truthful.
And I think we can definitely expect them to correct their mistakes instead of hiding them. And so he buys this island basically because of this concoction he figured out about the flowers, and
which when he mentioned like what it could be used for good, like cool.
Well,
cool, but like
surely that's all we're going to use it for.
Right, we wouldn't find a way to abuse it.
My favorite letterbox review of this is hold on, I'm gonna find it so I can quote it exactly because it was very, very funny to me. One of my very, and look, I've probably mentioned this show before. I'm a big fan of the Blank Check podcast. Shout out Blank Check. And the film reviewer David Sims at The Atlantic, one of the co-hosts, wrote, "Methinks something bad might be afoot on Billionaire Crime Island." That's my favorite Letterboxd review of this. He's 100% correct. That's exactly what this movie feels like. Where like the minute they're on the island, you're like, all right, so the Channing Tatum character's bad, right? Like I don't think we need to worry about who the bad guy is here. It's just about figuring out what's going on.
Yeah, the setting is pretty. It would be very surprising if the setting didn't lead us to where we ended up. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's like you don't walk into, freaking Starbucks and when you get inside, like that would be very surprising. Like you go into Starbucks, you're about to get coffee. It's the same thing going on a Billionaire's Island. Some twisted stuff is about to happen.
Something up. Anyway, so there's this big confrontation, and the big end of the kind of like shocking end of the movie is that she uses the perfume on him, right?
And yeah, because we find out that he used it on him, or did he use it on himself?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Not at least I didn't catch that. But she uses the perfume on him.
Oh, yes.
Then basically co-ops his business away from him.
Yeah.
Marries him, gets him to hand it over to her as the president. And now at the end of the movie, she's like girl bossing. Now, to talk about how subtle this movie is, Steven, did you watch this? No. Okay, this is great because I get to reveal this to you. So Channing Tatum's character is not just named Slater; his name is Slater King. He runs King Industries.
Can I just say this? I feel like
King Technologies. Something.
Channing Tatum did a very good job of being extremely menacing. Like
he's giving a good performance in this movie. I really don't think Channing Tatum is often bad. I think he's good at playing like smarmy and shitty, and you're like this guy. I just like you. Like it's actually kind of incredible to me the way that he can kind of give off the like he definitely drugs women kind of vibe, and then other times he's like so charming, and he switches that without changing much about his performance. It's like a really subtle switch where you're like, I like him, and also and then suddenly I'm creeped out by him. Because he could, this dude was in Magic Mike. You know what I mean? Like he could have a movie I love, by the way. He's playing this like kind of sexy, charming guy in that movie, but like it could have come off as like assaulty, and it doesn't. And it's a similar performance here.
He comes off as very assaulty in this movie.
Yeah, of course he does. So, his name is Slater King. So when she marries him, the end of the movie is them being like calling her Mrs. King, and she like takes this sly drink of her cocktail.
And that's the biggest wink at the camera, right?
It is like it's a literal wink to the camera.
Miss King.
Yeah, Mrs. King. And it does feel like, and I look, I'm lightly making fun of it just because of like how unsubtle it is, but also like Zoe Kravitz's vibe isn't very subtle. It's like it's nonchalant, but it's not very subtle.
That's a good way to put it. That's actually very well put. I agree.
And I certainly love unsubtle things. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Like Star Wars is not subtle at all, right? So that is essentially the plot of the movie.
That's it.
I think the big takeaways I have here with the film's lack of subtlety is mostly that like the movie's very handholdy. It likes to remind you of like these gimmicks and whatever, like not inspirations. What am I trying to say? Gimmicks and like plot points and things happened earlier. Oh, remember when this happened? It does a lot of that kind of thing throughout the movie. And I think despite the energy that Zoe Kravitz inserts in the movie, I think the movie takes so much time to like take a couple steps back to be like, okay, now remember she was drinking the venom earlier. So now remember when she drinks the venom, like instead of just kind of like letting that all cascade. And I do think you mentioned like cutting time out of the movie. I hate to complain about runtime for the most part, but like sometimes in cases like this, I hate to cut out like the stuff that I thought actually had juice in the movie, but I think if you really want the mystery to take hold, cascading it a little bit, cutting this down to like 1/3, 90 minutes, 100 minutes, lets that all run together a little bit, and you don't feel the need to have to like remember, but on top of that, like, and I feel like I keep saying this in different ways, there is a sense of fun that this movie has, despite being like really nasty and dark ultimately. And that won't be the first time I say that today, but like that won't be the last time. I mean, it is the first time. It's definitely the first time I've said it. But there is a sense of fun that this movie has that, like, I don't know. I'd really like to see Zoe Kravitz make another. This movie didn't totally work for me, but like, I want her to make another movie. Really
Yeah. It makes sense.
Go ahead.
So, what do you think? Like, so usually we do the game, the guessing game for the budget and the box office. I'm sure you already know all that info already.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't
well
know
then-
anything about
then
it. and
I
I'm
will
really
act
bad
as
at
Michael.
this stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So we could do that. And then we just get into like our arbitrary
Final thoughts.
rating of like,
arbitrary rating system. I already
yeah.
remember
Do you
this.
have any other final thoughts other than what you've just said about Zoe Kravitz continue to make movies? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the only other note I have here that I thought was cool. There is something clearly Zoe Kravitz is very tapped into like femininity and womanhood, and that's just clear by I don't know everything about her. And I do think she's trying to do something here in this movie about that. Again, I don't think it totally syncs up or that it totally works, but like she's expressing something about womanhood that,
Yeah.
and I like that she's kind of bringing that interest of herself, because there's all this stuff about like jealousy, feminine bonds and relationships as it pertains to like fun and competition and survival and trauma, all of those things kind of being like the layered soup that is like being in these woman to woman relationships. And so I like that she's approaching that. I don't think it ever like lands on anything that feels like solid or whatever to me, but sometimes it's okay to just explore the space.
Yeah.
Final
Yeah.
thoughts.
And I want to talk about that a little bit because I think so I feel like there's a lot of movies that try to push or bring to the forefront conversations about certain topics, right?
Yeah.
And I would say that I would put this in that category.
Yeah, it's very socially conscious.
Right.
Definitely.
But I don't think that it does it in a way that's like, I don't think it's offensive to anybody. I didn't take any offense. Like, so for
It's
instance,
pretty offensive to billionaires.
yeah, hopefully.
Michael, when you're editing this, like really zoom in on my face when I say that. Just like really get in there. Sorry.
Yeah. Give him a tattoo that
I'm not
says,
apologizing. I take that sorry back. Zoom in on my face again when I say that. I take that sorry back. I'm sorry for nothing.
as you should be.
Like
or should-
billionaires
shouldn't
aren't.
be.
Thank you.
Yeah, they've never apologized. So why should you?
I'm just kidding. I'm
Okay.
probably going to publish a Notes app apology.
Yeah.
You can link to it in the show notes.
But like, okay, so for instance, to give another example, like Barbie movie.
Yeah.
That was very heavy into the dynamics of a male run society and how women fit into it and how the struggles that they have to face in that, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like she was just saying like, I don't get to, just feel my thing. Like I've got to be strong for this and I got to do that. And like, she, in corporate environments, women don't get to, they have to be tough because men are tough. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of, so like what I'm saying is like, this is also playing with that, like the power dynamics of men who have money on women who don't, you know what I mean? And
of course.
how they prey on women, how they see them as lesser than, how they see them as just, experiments to be used and abused and tossed away. Like that stuff I think is important. I think that there's a lot in our society in general. I feel like, to get a little deep with it, like I do feel like, I'm not in a ton of women's spaces, but when I am in them, they really don't like us, dude. Like, and it, but to say it's like not, they're not wrong. You know what I mean? We've kind of earned
well, I
it.
mean, I think this is particularly about the intersection of wealth and masculinity and what those things when men are given privilege and when men are given privilege in like this cult like status amongst each other, that like none of, it's really funny, like none of the male relationships in this movie, none of these dudes have anything in common. None of them. The women do. Like the women are, when their friendships are kind of highlighted or when their relationships are kind of highlighted, they're forced to bond through this trauma that even if they have nothing in relation, their bonds to each other are much stronger because they've been through similar shit. And like, I think that's what she's getting at, right? Is that like,
Right.
even if they have nothing, our bonds into being stronger because of this. And look, we're two dudes. I don't want to make
Yeah.
grand statements. I'm sure this movie like approaches other things that like I just have no context for or don't have the experience to highlight. And it could definitely be true that this movie speaks to some people a little stronger, but I do think on a social level, it is approaching this frat like behavior that men with wealth have, where like their shared status matters more than like any real human like I don't know what I'm saying. Any humanity, like they're not relating on a human level, they're relating on a level of status.
Yeah, and
Material.
yeah, because I it seems to be a theme, and I agree that this is more like a class thing, rich versus poor, than necessarily like male versus female.
Well, I think it's all swirled in.
It's all swirled in. It's all part of it. But I think if I had to put more weight on the one is the class thing about, you know, rich and powerful people, men in this case specifically. But
And Slater kind of has a Mojo Dojo Casa house. It is kind of
It
a
is.
Mojo Dojo Casa house.
it is, yeah. Because I think he have like weapons just on the walls and stuff.
Something, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
something crazy. But yeah, and I think it's important, especially in this time in our society. Like it's getting close, man. Like people are gonna be tired of being poor and put down, and seeing rich people just continue to take advantage of people. I mean, Jeff Bezos recently had an interview, which he didn't look too great in that. Coming off is like, oh, you think taxing me more is going to help the nurse in Jersey as he sits in front of his rocket factory? Like, so it's kind of like, bro, like you're so out of touch. Like, but I think that there is a lot of stuff that you and I as men just don't understand. We try to grasp as much as we can to be empathetic and to try to take care of women. But when you were,
You know what? Actually, now you say that, it's time that we shut up and listen. Sit
Yeah.
down, shut up, and listen. So we're going to record an entire podcast of us just staring at the camera.
and we want to hear from the ladies, the lady viewers, and all of y'all. Just put in the
The way you
comments.
phrase that, we want to hear from the ladies. Just kidding. We don't have an island. It's okay.
Yeah. This is the internet.
Island the qualifier.
Yeah, you can't. No, of course you can be awful without an island and without money.
True.
I've met some pretty awful people. Whatever. We're not going to get into that.
Well, yeah. And the last thing I wanted to say was,
Thanks for getting me out of trouble, Jarvis.
I don't worry. I got you, buddy.
The last thing you were going to say.
Yeah, was that when you were mentioning like that these women were bonded together through trauma? To me, I just feel icky. I hate that so many women have to feel bonded to women they don't know only through pain and suffering put upon them by men. Like that's not unacceptable to me. Like I feel like every woman, whenever she's around a man that she doesn't know, it should be that she feels more safe and protected, not less safe and has to fear. You know what I'm saying? Like in the society that we should have, that's how it should be, but it's not. And that makes me sad a little bit. But the fact that Zoe's bringing attention to that, I think is important. And again, there's a lot of things that you and I we may miss, and we'll just be naturally tone deaf because we try to understand as best we can, right? But as men and not living the experience, we're just going to miss some things.
Well, and
But
she also she wrote and directed this, right? So it's like clearly just something that she wanted to like express or something, some observational stuff that she's like approaching. So it's
I think that this is a movie
for
that,
her, man.
yeah, exactly.
It's cool. It's like, again, the movie is like, it's really cool sometimes. I'm like, I just kind of want to hang out in this with like the whatever, like her needle drops are on point always.
Yeah. And I
great taste.
and I like that it gives you something to think about and chew on in a deeper sense. Just like the Barbie movie, I will say to a lesser degree, but the Barbie movie was a movie that I went in having little to no expectations and being blown away by the amount, the weight of the my own feelings, and like as I wrestled with like even some of the feelings like, ooh, like men are icky, and then it's like, but I didn't feel offended at the end of the Barbie movie. Like it didn't feel like an attack on men. You know what I'm saying?
Course.
And this one doesn't either.
Literally, like 99.9% of movies are, I think, not trying to like be like, we hate men and men are the worst and men should die. And even if they feel that way, I think we are both in a place where we're like, you know what? Let's. I think maybe they got a right to say that based on the shit they've been through. Yeah. Cool. So,
Okay.
game.
So let's do the game. Okay. So how much do you think that the budget was for this movie?
Budget for this movie was. I don't know shit about budgets, man. It was.
They had an island.
They had an island. Was it $25 million?
Bro, you are incredibly close.
Whoa.
Like you're doing a lot better than I usually do at this game. So 20 million was the budget.
20 million.
Now,
All right.
how much do you think that it made at the box office?
It probably made. I don't think it did super well. I'm going to say 35.
It did a little bit better than that.
45.
A little bit more.
55.
A little bit less.
All right, 50.
So it made just under, I think it made like 48 million, I think, at the box office. So technically a success. It made more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know that it was a huge success because usually you factor in advertisement. That takes a lot out of that.
Yeah, well, and also
I don't think that they factor
and there was
advertising into the 20 mil.
and I think it kind of came and went too. Like it wasn't like a big critical success. It didn't like, I don't
Have a
think
ton of word of mouth.
it's a movie that I think is just like people are gonna kind of. I don't think they'll forget it existed just because like I think Zoe Kravitz is about to marry Harry Styles. Like she's gonna be very in the lexicon, and but I do think that like it's so close to being a movie that does not exist in the cultural consciousness at all. I don't think it's gonna be talked about a lot, but it's like a cool movie.
Yeah. Okay, so the last thing is we're going to give arbitrary. So this is one of those ones where some of the ratings obviously you can't do if it's not in theaters, but like I think we go for full-time movie fans who have forgotten, a little refresher, but we go from don't see it to like we've added just like stream it, watch it in theaters, and rewatchable
Okay.
and own it.
Okay, cool.
Which own it and rewatchable are kind of like
They seem close. Related.
Own it is really the top. Like I would own this. Like I want it in my library.
Yeah.
So that's our rating scale. So where would you put this one?
I think this is a solid stream it. This is a solid, like, I'm doing nothing on a Sunday. I'm cleaning the house. It's a good, like, folding laundry movie. It's a good, like, just if you kind of want. I also don't know how rewatchable it is just because, like, the vibes are pretty rancid, like, by the end. Like, there's not good stuff happening on the island. I regret to inform you. But, like, I don't know. Maybe I can see people, like, being really interested in this movie.
Yeah.
But like it's like solid like Netflix Prime Video, like just throw it on if you're interested in it,
I agree. I would say this is it's a good movie to stream if you're looking for something with interesting subject matter, something a little bit, has tense moments, and it'll be entertaining for the watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You may not spend a lot of time thinking about it. If you have friends that love movies, there's enough to talk about afterwards. But yeah, it'll be an entertaining watch for you, and that's where I would leave it is the streaming.
It's like a late addition to the there's something going wrong at this rich white person's house canon of movies. Like there's it's in there. It's in there. So.
And there's no in between. Like there's no just like rich people that are just kind of like. They're okay people. They're either like the worst pieces of garbage, or there are superheroes like Bruce Wayne and Green Arrow, who did all these billionaires who apparently are just like doing the best.
What if I used my money for good? Hold on. What if I used my money to punch people in the face?
Exactly.
But bad ones. Not good
exactly.
Ones. Yeah.
It's one of the two, right? Rich people are either our heroes or
it's
they're
either celebrity boxing tournaments or it's Iron Man.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for bringing this to the table. Thanks to Jarvis's friend for requesting we watch this.
Gia, this one's for you. You're the one who recommended it. So
shout out Gia.
Yeah. And then so guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Hunter is going to be here for a while, so just soak that all up. Soak up all the Hunter you can get for now. And guys, thanks for hanging out. This is Full Time Movie Fans. Hope your day's everything you Jim to be and more, and we'll catch you in the next one.
And I don't own an island. Neither does Jarvis, I want to be clear.
Yeah.
Steven?
No. Steven's on his own island. All right, would you guys like something to drink?
Alrighty, I am cutting it.
Hey, full-time MFers. You like this video? 'Cause we sure did. If you liked it, maybe you should share it with your friends. Maybe like the video and subscribe.
If we were you, that's what we would do. If I was watching this,
I'd be all over that.
Like, and I'd hit that share, and then I would hit that subscribe in that order.
Yeah. There's also another video that's popped up. YouTube thinks you like this one, so you should watch that one now.
See you next time.